Brazil, the nation that made the world fall in love with football. 5 World Cups. More than any other country, a legacy built by legends like Pelé, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, and many more. For decades, Brazil wasn't just a football team, they were football itself. But since winning the 2002 World Cup, something changed. Despite producing world-class talents and entering almost every tournament as one of the favorites, Brazil has failed to lift the World Cup trophy again. So, what really happened? Why did the most successful football nation in history stop dominating the world stage? Let's find out. Quick reminder, if you enjoy videos like this, drop a subscribe. Now, let's get started. Brazil's 2002 World Cup winning team was one of the most complete squads ever assembled. They had world-class players in every position. The famous attacking trio of Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, and Rivaldo terrified defenses. The team was balanced, experienced, and mentally strong. But after 2002, that golden generation slowly disappeared. As legends retired, Brazil entered a transition period. They continued producing incredible individual players, but replacing an entire golden generation is never easy. Many expected Brazil to dominate for years after 2002. Instead, they entered a cycle of rebuilding and experimentation. And while Brazil was searching for its next great team, the rest of the football world was evolving rapidly. For many years, Brazil's technical ability and creativity gave them a huge advantage. But football changed. European countries invested heavily in coaching, sports science, analytics, and youth academies. Countries like Spain, Germany, and France developed systems that consistently produced elite players. Instead of relying on individual brilliance, these teams focused on tactical discipline and collective teamwork. Meanwhile, Brazil often continued relying on moments of magic from star players. The gap in talent became smaller. The gap in organization became larger. Football was no longer being won by the most talented team alone. It was being won by the best structured team. And Brazil struggled to adapt. If there is one moment that symbolizes Brazil's downfall, it's the 2014 World Cup semifinal. The tournament was being played in Brazil. The entire nation dreamed of winning the World Cup at home. Expectations were at an all-time high. Then came the match against Germany. What happened next shocked the entire football world. Germany scored 5 goals in just 29 minutes. The final score was 7-1, one of the most humiliating defeats in football history. For Brazilian fans, it wasn't just a loss, it was a national trauma. The match exposed serious tactical weaknesses and showed how far Brazil had fallen behind the world's best teams. Even years later, the shadow of that defeat still follows Brazilian football. After 2014, Brazil placed much of its hope on one player, Neymar. There is no doubt Neymar was one of the most talented players of his generation, but relying heavily on one superstar created problems. When Neymar was injured, unavailable, or having an off day, Brazil often struggled to find solutions. Compare that to previous World Cup winning teams. Those squads weren't built around one star. They were built around complete systems. Brazil had great players, but they rarely looked like a truly unstoppable team. And in tournaments, small weaknesses become big problems. So what is the real reason behind Brazil's downfall? It wasn't a lack of talent. Brazil never stopped producing amazing footballers. The real problem was a combination of factors: the end of a golden generation, the rise of highly organized European football, tactical shortcomings, the psychological impact of the 7-1 defeat, and an over-reliance on individual stars. But here's the interesting part. Brazil is still one of the most talented nations on earth. With players like Vinicius Jr. and a new generation emerging, the story isn't over yet. The question is, will Brazil finally win their 6th World Cup in 2026? Or will the wait continue? Let me know what you think in the comments.